Alcatraz Island, or more commonly known as The Rock, is a classic destination for locals and tourists alike. During its operational years of 1934 to 1963, The Rock was home to some of the most notorious prisoners in America, such as Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. Surrounded by concrete walls and the dangerous Pacific Ocean, the prison prided itself in being inescapable. But was it? One of the most clever escape plans was devised by John Anglin, Clarence Anglin, and Frank Morris on June 11, 1962. The three used spoons and an improvised power drill to carve a hole in a wall in cell block B during music hour as to not attract attention from guards. The hole connected to an air vent which led outside Alcatraz walls. Careful not to be noticed to have vanished, the Anglins and Morris made papier-mâché heads of themselves to put in bed as a decoy. This was meant to trick the guards into thinking they were asleep during roll call. Once outside, the three constructed a raft and life vests out of crudely fashioned raincoats. Now here's where the stories differ. Some people say that the prisoners attached their makeshift raft to an escape boat waiting off the island. This plan had a greater chance of success than the other alternative method, which was to just hop on the raft and risk getting swept away by currents or capsizing into freezing water. It's not disputed that John Anglin, Clarence Anglin, and Frank Morris broke free of Alcatraz that fateful summer night. But did they survive venturing through the deadly Pacific? Over the years, there has been plenty of speculation about the fate of these escaped prisoners. It is said that a photograph is worth 1,000 words, but what if these pictures revealed a crime acquitted? In 1975, police were given a photo by nephews of the Anglin brothers, depicting John and Clarence alive and well on the side of the road in Brazil. This supports the theory that after escaping from Alcatraz, the three traveled out of the country where they could not be found. A postcard was also sent to the Alcatraz warden on June 18th, exclaiming, "We made it," signed by all three escaped prisoners. The postcard was studied by forensic experts and compared to John, Clarence, and Frank's known previous writings done in prison. The handwriting was an exact match, proving that the postcard wasn't faked by a relative seeking media attention and fame. In the winter of 1962, a Christmas card turned up in the Anglin family mailbox addressed to their mother, supposedly sent by the two brothers. To this day, the Anglin family insists the legitimacy of these letters, citing handwriting and vocabulary similarities. But what if the three prisoners did die during their escape attempt? Would the police know about it? Would there be any remains found? In 1963, a set of human bones was discovered on the shores of Point Reyes, approximately 30 miles away from San Francisco by sea. The bones were handed over to the U.S. Marshal's Office for further DNA testing. Frank Morris's DNA was immediately compared to the discovered bones and proved not to be a match. However, the Anglin family did not want to comply with DNA testing as they insistently believed that their missing relatives were still alive. In response to this, the U.S. Marshal's Office exhumed the body of third brother Alfred Anglin, previously killed in prison. The DNA was extracted and compared to the bones, but was again proven not a match. Since 1963, there have been no bones washed up on the California coast suspected to be related to the Alcatraz escape. Speaking of swimming to shore, in honor of John Anglin, Clarence Anglin, and Frank Morris, the city of San Francisco holds an annual Escape from Alcatraz open water swim from the island itself back to the mainland. The challenge is to try and swim 1.5 miles in the frigid water of San Francisco Bay, where temperatures range from 50 to 60 degrees Fahrenheit depending on time of year. The unpredictable waters and chance of predators make it a daunting swim, yet it is still attempted by thousands of people each and every year. The swim got popular partly by the 1979 movie Escape from Alcatraz, based on the events of June 11, 1962. It was actually filmed on location and followed Frank Morris, played by Clint Eastwood, as he devised the master escape plan. At the end of the video, the audience is left not knowing whether Morris and the Anglins lived or died, just like in real life. If any of the men are alive today, they would all be in their mid-80s. The infamous 1962 Alcatraz escape inspired many attempted copycats nationwide, but also influenced the reform of many prison systems across America. One of these was the Prison Rehabilitation Act issued in 1965. This does not affect Alcatraz as its operating prison system closed in 1963, but it is still in effect for running prisons today. Alive or dead, the escape of John Anglin, Clarence Anglin, and Frank Morris changed the course of history and influenced many prison reform acts to come.